Alrighty. What's good? What's good? Just wanted to get and start so we can get it over with, so I can say it, so it could be said, so it could be known, and go with the flow. Boom. So, first and foremost, shout out to the haters, right? Gotta get that out there. Just acquisitive, curious, right? So, I got a question. Why do you subscribe if you know within a couple of days you're going to unsubscribe? Just out of curiosity, right? Watching the numbers, so I wanted to throw that out. Look at you! You made the top front row news. Because it's always about you. Now, and moving along. Can we get a shout out for the weather? Right? Shout out to the weather. Shout out to the sun. Shout out to the breeze. Shout out to the warmth. Shout out to the sky. Big hug and kisses to the trees. In life, can we can we get a little hug? Maybe some kisses. A little kisses, a little hugs for life. Can we shout out life? How's life treating you? How is life for you? So it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Been a minute. Got a lot to say. Got a lot I want to get off my chest, right? And so why not start off with what is really going on in the world? What is the making of the makings, right? Keep it cute, but keep it real. What is going on in life? Why is your life current, present, making it, breaking it, shaking it, allowing it to roll, allowing it to rumble, allowing it to unfold? Can I get a little unfolding for the notion of the motion in what is tapping into the truth? Did we get it yet? Did we get it yet? Did we get it yet? Did we figure it out? Did we figure out the truth yet? Did we? Did we? Did we? Did we? Did we? Can I get a like for the truth? Can I get a like for the truth? Can I get a like for the truth? So, tapping into the truth, right? Tapping into the truth. Shout out to the men. Shout out to the women. Shout out to the women. Shout out to the men. What's going on? What's going down? What's good? How's life treating you? Have you made it? Have you arrived? Have you stepped into? Have you allowed some things to marinate for that digestion, for that accumulation of the roles and the beneficial factors? Can we get another one? Can we get another hug? Maybe you want a kiss for the truth that has been set forth. Can I get a like? Can I get a like? Can I get a like for the truth? Can I get a hug? Can I get a hug? Can I get a hug with the truth? Can we shower the space And in between each space, can we get some more of the truth to shed some more light into what is finally supposed to be right? How about it? 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 What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Can I get a like for the truth? Shout out to the truth. Ooh, okay. So, got a couple of questions, right? Got a couple of questions. Looking online, watching, observing, trying to figure some things out. And at first, I was a little, I ain't gonna lie, irritated. Then it started to begin a transforming into funny. Just a little, right? Just a little. And what do I mean? Let me break it down. The dynamic between males and females, right? And how obscene it's become. And let's just be real, right? Let's just be honest. Let's just bring out the truth. If it wasn't you, if you wasn't condoning being a part of, did you just watch it and go about your day? And does that necessarily make it right or wrong? Again, what am I trying to say? Let me break it down, right? How do you be you? How do you continue to be you? You're being in a relationship. Wait for it, wait for it, let it marinate, let it marinate. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Now, as I was saying, how do you be you, yet being in a relationship at the same time, right? How do you be you and have a partner, right? How do you be you and still allow the growth of what you need, want, and desire, and not allow society to talk for you? Case in point, why do you buy things that should be free? Why do you accept things that isn't real? Why do you accumulate just because of a pretty face? Why do you correlate in order and because the pockets have a little fluff? Does that make sense? Does it? Does it? Does it? Does it? Does it? I don't know. Allow the marination for that digestion, for that accumulation into your truth. So let me break it down again. What makes or breaks a relationship? What makes or breaks a partnership? And how do you know what's right for you? How do you know if you're happy? How do you know if something is growing? How do you know if the ticks and the talks and the steps are yours? How do you know the risk are worth the while you're in the take that it marinates? Okay, now a little further into little digging in. And no special shout out since they already get enough attention, right? We're not trying to bring attention, we're trying to bring the truth. So, if you follow the wave of the news, then you know celebrities, though, right? First, you gotta give a shout out to celebrities because they are here to do what they are here to do, right? Yet at the same time, when you sit back and you look and you digest what's been happening, you gotta let certain things sink in to the energy of the situation, right? And doesn't it bring a certain energy when you have groups that are allowed to have, say, someone they shouldn't, all because of a look? Again, we're going to looks, right? We're going to appearance, right? At least for the ladies. The ladies have to have a certain look, the ladies have to have a certain appearance, and most importantly, the ladies got to have a certain age, right? And as it gets promoted, the younger the better. Is it? Is it? Isn't it? Younger the better. Right? Right. So, got a question, right? Got a question. How is it in society we are allowing 30, 40, even 50 plus males to gain access to, let's go with, early 20s? Right, to be fair, right? Because if we go lower than that, then we're just going overboard, beyond the beyond of are you serious? But let's go with 20s, right? Let's go with the 20s. Why? Why? Right? Why is this allowed? Not to say it's right, not to say it's wrong, but just out of curiosity, let's bring in the truth. 30s and 40s. Can you not find someone your age? Let it marinate. 40s and 50s. Can you not, again, find someone your age? Let it marinate. While this question gets addressed, what is the fascination with looks and age. And let's just be real, right? As always, everyone wants someone they're attracted to. Everyone wants a certain feel of pleasure. Yet, and again, be reasonable with situation. And is it suitable? Right? Because again, looking at celebrities, when you hear the talks, when you hear what gets transpired, most of them just milk the youth, literally, and move to the next. So, what did you really prove? What did you really accomplish? What did you really do? What did you really bring into the energy besides milking the youth? Let it marinate. Okay, I'm back. Now, again, I'm gonna say it one more time. What did you really do? What did you really prove? If, say, you are mid 30s, male, right? You're established, you got some type of foundation. You find you a 20-year-old. Shouldn't that be enough? I mean, she's 20, you're almost 40. You should leave it alone, right? You should find one that you enjoy seeing, that you enjoy looking at, and let that be your end all be all. Yet after 5, if you're lucky, you might get those 10 years, right? And then you get flipped and switched, and you're no longer the main. Because, hey, let's be fair, right? When you're talking about certain avenues, it's not just the celebrities that do it, right? But I'm only speaking on the celebrities at the moment. So let's just stay with the topic at hand. But do you just keep the one? And again, what are you doing besides milking the youth? If you're with someone younger, shouldn't you be doing something with that besides just something to show off? Something to just walk around, boost the ego kind of thing? I mean, let's be real. What are you really doing? Are you really bringing in something proper with or without the children, right? Let's not even bring the children into the situation. But if we must, and you do bring in the children, what does that say? What are you bringing out? What are you building? What are you setting an example for, from, and to who, right? And then as it goes, because doesn't it go that way? If one does it, shouldn't the next one do it? And if the next one's doing it, shouldn't I do it? And then, the bigger, the better, the harder. If you're not going to go hard, you got to go home, right? So, again, when you're doing, when you're building, when you're socializing, what is it for? Because at certain times, you got to look at the underlying energy. What are you proving with the energy, right? What are you really saying? What are you really sharing? And once the energy is out there, it's out there, right? And what do you do with that energy? And when you know, energy moves, energy travels, energy gets accumulated. Certain times, energy gets resonated with, whether you like it or not, right? Because it's in your surrounding area, it's in close corners of your social network, it's in your family dynamic. So, what do you do with the energy? Once you bring out the energy. Now, let's move and slide past the age and looks, right? Just in general, when you're with someone, what are you doing? What are you building? What are you promoting? Right? Because again, when you look at society and you check out the news and you say, let me see what's going on in the world, right? And you peek in, what's going on? What is in the ocean of the motion? What are you allowing right in your very neighborhood, right in your very city, right in your very grasp of being touched? Because again, energy. Where does it go? Where does it stay? Where does it land? If you're not participating, if you're not condoning, you're just allowing certain things to transform. Are you not still a part of it? Whether or not you're using it for yourself. If it's in the energy around you, if it's getting pushed into the mainstream, aren't you included? Aren't you a part of society? Aren't you a part of life? And how do you, as an individual in your own world, with your own family, with your own wants and needs and points of establishing, of growing, where do you go with it? What do you make it? How do you stand up to fight it? Do you speak on it? Or do you just keep your mouth shut? Another example, right? When it comes to life in general, mm, do you say something? Do you speak up? Or do you just allow it to fly by, to roll by, or you to walk by? And does it not impact, does it not take effect in your life for you? Whether or not it is in your immediate circle, doesn't your surroundings impact you personally? Again, whether or not you want to admit it, whether or not you're ready to accept it. When you allow the marination to digest, when you focus on reason, what you have, what you don't have, what you like, what you don't like, what you are allowed to gain and hold is impacted and affected and distributed through the surrounding, through person to person, through neighborhood. So, questions, right? So many question is, what do you do with the energy that surrounds you? What do you do with the energy in life, right? Whether you're talking about personal, whether you're talking about business, whether you're talking about individual, what do you do with the energy? How do you resonate? How do you digest it? How do you divide it to make sure that it's either right, wrong, left alone, or something gets done to fix? Because again, impact and effect. How do we allow certain things to just go by when you do count the counterpart of life, which is what? The children. Shout out to the children, man. Shout out to the babies. Because don't they make the world go round? Don't they make life worth living? Don't they bring a balance to the scale? Yet it's still amazing how so many are still used and abused. So many are just made and created with no outside thought of point of purpose. Once they're here, once they're made, once they're created, what do you do? What are you establishing? What are you bringing out? What are you making? What are you saying for yourself? Especially if you're just making them to make them. Especially if you're just making them to prove a point. Especially if you're just making them for a check, right? And at certain times, when you break certain things down in society as a whole, is it really a wonder that, say, certain laws are getting started up? Like, do we look at the laws? Do we take a moment to check the dictionary, inquire your mind into the laws of the land, the laws that are being put into play, right? And it can get a little sticky, it can get a little frustrating, it can be even a little sad. But again, when certain things are allowed to be had freely, right? You can freely be with whoever you want. You can freely sabotage other people's families' dynamics. You can freely create children outside of just to be a part of, just so some money can get circulated into your pocket, just so you can say haha, just because you wanted to, just because you were bored, right? When certain things like this happen, is it really a wonder that they have laws that will tell people how many children they can create or produce? And think about that, right? Allow that to marinate. Certain people don't have children, right? And then certain people just continue to produce back to back to back, person, 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 right? Both males and females, you got to keep that in check. The males are not just doing it, so are the females, right? You in whole relationships. None of the babies are yours. His, I mean, let me correct that. None of the babies are his. Likewise, you got the males in whole relationships. Yeah, he has a few with her, a few with a couple of sides, and few from back in the day that he never told you about, but then they mysteriously pop up because they want what? some money. What about the children? Right? Just getting tossed around, just getting pushed this way and that way because two knuckleheads got together and said, I want to have fun. And maybe, just maybe, a uh-oh happened. Because again, you just wanted to have fun. You wanted to see, to feel, to know what it was like. And uh-oh, now you got something. And now you created something that you can't get rid of, realistically. But don't they try to hide, to lie, to sneak around, to say that I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me, right? Shout out to Shaggy, right? It wasn't me. Even though you saw me, it still wasn't me, right? So, what do you do with that dynamic? And what about the babies? Again, thinking about the babies. Do we not understand the energy that's being pushed out, being pulled out, being twirled around? Whether or not you're in the situation, whether or not you're a part of the situation, it's still in the energy. And how do you deal with that? How do you deal with saying no? I don't want to accept it. How do you deal with, yeah, something should be done? How do you accept what part to take, what part not to take? How much to say, and how much to not say when it comes to your life? And how much can you do, right? Because let me throw this in, just to be cute, right? You can do what's considered right. You can do what's considered fair. You can do what's considered lawfully acceptable. You can do what's considered morally acceptable. Now, how much impact does that bring when you have, let's go with 100 people in your surrounding neighborhood that do what they want, do as much as they can when they can, whether or not it's right, whether or not it brings out morals, whether or not it shows you care. Just for the simple fact of accumulation and experience. The notoriety is to say that it was done. And not only was it done, but it was done by you. Right? So, again, the question to the energy, what does that bring to the energy? Does one person doing the right thing make a difference when you have a society of people doing whatever? Can drive you a little crazy, right? It can make things a little hectic, right? It can make you just want to throw your hands in the air and say, what's the point? Maybe I should do whatever, whenever, however, for whatever, and not to be a part of something, just to have that sigh of relief. Does it make a change though? In whatever you do, right? Whatever you do in your day to day, does it make a change when it comes to anything? Likes, dislikes, pleasures, food. The way you dress, the way you talk, who do you talk to, who do you not talk to? Does it bring something? Does it bring peace? Does it bring balance? Does it bring satisfying results? Right? Just a personal opinion. Certain things you can't change. When something is done, it's done. It is what it is. Right? You can't take certain things back. Once it's out there, it's out there. No matter if everybody knows, no matter if one person knows, no matter if you hide it for 20, 30, 50 years, it doesn't matter. Once something is out there, it's out there. And you can't take certain things back. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you disguise, or no matter how hard you deny. So, when you think about you, when you think about your life, because this is the important fact to factor in, can you make life yours? Right? So, when it comes to your life, when it comes to you, when it comes to what you want, when it comes to your point of purpose, do you take a moment to allow the benefits? Do you take a moment to appreciate the peace? Do you know what the peace is? Even if it is a day to day, piece by piece, moment to moment kind of thing, do you know what peace is? Not for everybody else. Keep that in mind, just for you. Certain times, certain ways, you have to move past everybody else. Certain times and certain ways, you have to acknowledge what's right for you. And yeah, no matter what, the laws are still going to be in play, right? So it might take a moment, it might take years, but when it comes to laws, it, it will spin the block universally. So, can you be at peace with the riots, with the chaos that you yourself bring into society, that you yourself bring into nature? And we gotta shout out nature, right? We gotta love nature. Isn't nature beautiful? Isn't it amazing just how magnificent nature is and how much nature takes? But after a while, right, just like anyone, is gonna get to that moment where enough is enough, where certain things have to be balanced back into the right position, right? You could turn certain things upside down, you could turn certain things sideways, you can make certain spirals, yet and still, just naturally, just rightfully, just universally, the way will be corrected just fully into the right order. And with time, you soon will know. You soon will be able to see, to tell, oh, so this whole time, certain things that I saw that was presented the right way, it was backwards. Hmm, imagine that. Imagine this whole time I was doing something that was completely upside down, thinking that I had my head on right, thinking that I was taking the right steps, thinking that I was taking the right actions, thinking I was moving in the right way. And isn't it funny? Because when you don't know something, then hey, you will learn. It takes time. Allow the growth, allow the education, allow the trials. You got to crawl before you walk, right? Yet, when when you know, then yeah, can you really be upset when it gets flicked back? Can you really get mad when it snaps back? Can you really get frustrated when you know you was doing wrong and everything comes falling and crumbling down? It's like, really? It was just about time. It was just overdue. It was just already baked and done, and now we're going toward the burnt side of it because it was just too long in the oven. Whether or not you were already greased up, oiled down, buttered to the extreme, it doesn't matter. When you do too much, when something is overdone, you will get burnt. And when you know, right? So take the clap back, take the opening of the oven, and allow a new moment, a process where you got to start all over again. And you have to allow the seasonings, the mixtures, the setting, the forming, the placing. You got to start from scratch. And what's wrong with starting from scratch? What's wrong with doing a do over? Allow the do over. And this time, allow the bake to rise. And when it's done, don't let it sit and marinate. Go ahead and take it out because ding, it's done. And when it's done, you know it's done. Right? Right. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But anyways, just wanted to come in, say a little something, something, because I haven't been on for a minute. And feel like talking, feel like saying something real. But trust and believe I will be back, because I got a lot more to say. And if no one else is gonna say it, I gotta say it, right? I gotta say it because it's just like, come on now, people, really? Can we get back to the naturals of nature, please? Can we get back to doing, being, right? Can we get back to acknowledging what shouldn't be accepted no, anymore? Can we get back to stamping and stomping on those that bring injustice instead of walking around parading and allowing more of the chaos to be accumulated because why has a cute face, somebody got money, right? Because can we say it at a certain point in time the money can be gone? Can we say it at a certain point of moment the looks are gonna fade? And can we say it at the end of the day, if you're not bringing character, if you're not bringing morals, if you're not bringing something to justify something with logic, then what are you really doing? Besides blocking, what are you really saying? besides emptiness, what are you really building besides buckets of trash? If all you're doing, if all you are in fullness is nothing but chaos, if all you're saying and showing is something that's backwards, then it's just that time, it's just that moment for the backwards to be flipped back right. Shout out to the stand 10 toes down, right? Shout out to those that know it's hard doing the right thing, yet they still do the right thing, right? Shout out to those that do mind their business, yet when it comes to morals, justice, or character, will stand in and will make sure that at least they spoke up versus allowing certain things to just bypass because, hey, it wasn't me. I don't want to get in the mix because I don't want no problems. Yet again, when it comes to you, let it be you. And how quick you will want someone to help, how quick will you need and demand justice, and how soon is the way of help is needed and dominated and controlled when it's something that you did not want, yet allow someone else to go through. Let it marinate. As they say, what goes around comes around. So when you know, you know. Stand up for what's right. And outside of that, mind your business and keep the facts real to truth. If it's not helping you, if it's not helping the neighborhood, if it's not helping to bring in something that is needed, do your part, play your part, know your role, be in your role, and stand up always, in all ways. Till the next time, make sure that you are always in the right spots of mind to free, as I say, fly like a bird because your mind is just that free. Free your mind, free your hearts, free life to make sure that your life is free of chaos and full of peace. Check ya.